Dorothy. I'm 88 years old and I'm a retired secretary.
I'm David. I'm 82, retired plumber.
I'm Pearl and I'm 83 years old and I'm a retired teaching assistant.
And I'm Norma. I'm 82 years old and I was a professional dancer.
I'm Rod, 80 years old and worked on the roads, maintaining the roads.
I'm Jenny, I'm 75 and I was a military wife.
The cafe's wonderful. It's run by, lovely people.
Look busy, everybody.
And it's all fresh food, so we really enjoy it, and the food's really good.
You can always come into the cafe and have a cup of coffee and a chat to somebody. There'll always be somebody in there that you can meet up with. And if there isn't, you can soon get talking to somebody.
It's not only old people that come in, it's young women, young mothers with the kids and families, so it's nice to see them as well. It seems to make you feel a bit younger, to be honest, when you see them running all around and that, it's lovely.
It's our shop window, so it's where we can get people in. If we know that somebody's quite resistant or anxious or worried about joining in an older person's charity or an older person's service, we know if we can get them in the cafe, we've got them hooked.
We do craft together.
We do the craft together, don't we?
We do, yes.
Yes, that's a good group. We enjoy that. It's a lovely morning. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Yeah.
We've made some lovely friends.
We have, yes, indeed.
So OPAL has probably around 30 regular activities that we run. We just keep growing. We have waiting lists for quite a few of them. So we've got 8 to 9 exercise classes a week, from yoga, tai chi, chair exercise, gentle exercise, line dancing, table tennis, walking group. We have our games group and Friday social. Many of our members have memory problems or dementia, and we know that keeping them socially active, keeping them engaged, it helps keep them living as well as possible for as long as possible. We also have 3 different lunch clubs every week, which I'd say are incredibly valuable. Then we have about 100 people a week that we feed.
At the luncheon club, at one table, it's all men. And we talk about football, Leeds United, Man City, Manchester United. They're nearly all Leeds and they all give me stick.
So they get a nutritious meal, it's freshly cooked, 2-course meal with a hot drink. They get to meet their friends, they have a purpose to get up in the morning, to get dressed. We've also recently introduced soup and a ham sandwich that they can take home for the tea, so they've got a full day of meals there where we know they're going to be well fed.
The transport always comes when I need it, and I'm very grateful for it.
The demand for the transport has become higher and higher. The number of people we're supporting with disabilities, in wheelchairs, needing walkers, has become higher and higher.
I go to the lunch club on a Wednesday, which is at this pub. We get picked up and there's other people to pick up. And so I'm seeing parts of the neighbourhood that I didn't even know existed.
All right.
When we get there, we go this narrow path to the venue where the lunch is. And I'm really surprised at how much they can do for you. And nobody ever says, oh, you are a nuisance or anything like that.
The Health Hub is part of OPAL, an arm of OPAL that we've developed over the last few years. And it's where older people who would normally be waiting in their homes for the nurse or the OT, we send our accessible transport, we pick them up from home, we bring them to our centre. There's always a really lovely atmosphere, and then the nurses who would otherwise be travelling from one home to the next and trying to catch people in or getting them up from their armchair, it means that they can see patient immediately after each other, so it's much more effective for them on their time.
We can get national health nurses here that can help with dementia,
And also it's nice because there's other people here with the same disabilities, and we can compare notes and have a nice cup of tea and a piece of cake.
They tell us it feels like they're not coming for medical support, they're coming to see their friends, and they just happen to get a bit of medical support while they're here.
If you've got a problem, somebody at OPAL will help you.
This is what I've always felt, yes, that if you've got a problem, you can come and ask them, and if they can't solve the problem for you, they will point you in the right direction.
At the back of your mind, you always know that if anything happened, you could get in touch with OPAL.
At the moment, they're trying to get my walking frame fixed for me. So I don't know where I would take it if I hadn't brought it here.
My friend broke her hip, and she's an OPAL member, and she wasn't getting anywhere with doctors, and OPAL went in, they got hold of social services, they got her a walker and sorted her all out with help at home. They were absolutely marvellous.
We also offer one-to-one support to people who have more complex support needs.
John from OPAL.
So we'll help people navigate the health system, we help people through bereavement, maybe after a fall, if they're struggling to get out of the house, emergency food shopping. If somebody's struggling, we'll do everything we can to give them the help that they need.
Thank you very much, thank you.
The phone was ringing and I was dashing to answer it, and it was OPAL for some reason, but I couldn't get onto the chair properly and I fell on the floor, and I was still holding the phone, you see, and they could hear everything that was going on. And 5 minutes later, 2 ladies appeared from OPAL to make sure I was all right.
When I came to live in this part of the county, I didn't know anybody and didn't know the area, so I immediately joined OPAL and thought, well, this is where I can get some help and advice and perhaps meet new people, and which is what I've done, yes, and it's been a real godsend to me.
All the friends I've got here and all the staff are friends. I'm really happy with OPAL.
There's always someone you can talk to. I joined OPAL when my husband died 4 years ago, and I've never been so alone. It was awful. And I joined OPAL and they were absolutely marvellous, and I made so many friends.
When you're young, you don't dream that it comes to this. When you're getting old and aches and pains, and and if you aren't careful, you just sit about in the house and do nothing. So having somewhere like this to come, it's brilliant, yeah.
Our ambition is to be as self-sustainable as possible. We want to be able to not be putting out the begging bowl and asking for money, but the reality is we can't afford to continue if we aren't funded.
I don't know how I would manage if OPAL weren't here.
I don't know what I'd do, because 3 days out of the week, excuse me, I go to their activities. What would I do then?
It makes me secure in life, and happy.
We do need longer term support, funding support, and if we could do that, we're a really well run organisation. We use every penny that we get. We maximise every penny. So it's about trying to give us the resources we need to be able to continue doing what we do well, which is changing people's lives.